Analysis of PSB-7 sessions from the fall and winter of 2019. I kept transcripts of the sessions but lost the MP3s when my hard drive crashed. I recorded between 4 to 5 sessions but stopped due to strange activity around the house. And a streak of bad luck. Even though I no longer have the audio files, I thought it would be interesting to post the transcripts. I think I got some important information during these ITC sessions. You'll hear the first 2 sessions today and the next 2 in the future. These sessions were transcribed to the best of my ability, which I think is satisfactory, and hopefully I can prove I'm a legitimate ITC researcher as time goes on. Notes from session number 1. I've censored some personal information and information that might get me kicked off YouTube. Here are some highlights. There are questions that entities will refuse to answer. They seem to be held in check by something/someone. This was my first session, so I didn't know how long it would take them to respond, but I quickly learned they can respond in real time. The first responses were speed talk, going to kill him, and stupid. There were times where the device asked me to stop, which I wasn't aware of until after. Some more personal questions were asked and answered. Then I heard basement, you killed him and stay by me. Followed by we're ready and things were going great in a whiny/upset tone. Next came they're evil or the devil, followed by the word scream. After that I got it's Debbie, she takes it, I'm going to stab you on the dick. That came out of nowhere. And the box responded, damn it Scotty. Next I got stop, we're all together and I'm Republican, wanna date? I asked the PSB-7 if Jeffrey Epstein was really dead. And it responded Skittles, and another voice said who was that, in a confused tone. Next I heard it's Ed, followed by unintelligible speech, then it's fun. The spirits then confirmed people were killed on Island. After that came Huff, he gets high. I'm not sure if this is in reference to Steve Huff or some random person who huffs glue or something. The PB-7 then responded that's a N-word racial slur. No hard R though. I proceed to ask more questions about Jeffrey Epstein's island, but the responses are unrelated to what I asked. Ian, 30-second break, hates Black's marble fall and don't. I then asked the PSB-7 if they could tell me who murdered the Delphi girls Abigail Williams and Liberty German. The spirit box provided the name Brady Huff, who is either a random name or a person I couldn't find a lot of information on. I began to wonder if these entities could communicate telepathically, so I asked them if they could. These responses may or may not be connected to the question. Spirit box, asshole, time passes, father or another guy, followed by okay bye. I asked for more information on a tragic occurrence that took place, and the PSB-7 responded with statements that were unrelated to the question. Order, I'm leaving, running, which was whispered, stop it, wow, and is daddy here? Another confidential question was asked and the PSB-7 responded with, help, gets echo, Debbie woodst you. And I'm leaving. I proceeded to ask questions about another serial killer, the Cleveland torso murderer. I got the following responses: a dummy, hold this, screwing up. I asked if he killed more people than was reported. The PSB-7 responded he did. Right here a random voice interjects with, worth it? About 12 minutes in I got the responses: victim, virgin, he's ugly, time is up, and you're timid. A female voice popped in with that statement at the last second. About 30 seconds later a voice creepily whispers, hey buddy. I told them I was planning on ending the session and to say whatever they want to since I'm leaving. I got the following responses: sure, not this time, the devil, something is wrong, and go out. Then the session ended. This was my first ITC session and it approximately a 14-minute session. Notes from session number 2. November 24, 2019 at 11 a.m. I start up the PSB-7 and hear beings speaking amongst themselves. I couldn't make any of their speech out initially though. I let the PSB-7 run and heard the following: the devil hate, he must have forgot the F word, I'll tell them we're doing. I'd like to jump in here and mention that curse words like the F word are not allowed to be said on the air, so any excessive cursing, racial slurs, verbal threats, and talk of the devil are great confirmations of a paranormal intelligence of some sort. I asked the PSB-7 if they can find the appropriate people to answer each of my questions. We will call, just one at a time, and go back home, were the responses. Followed by he's not talking and the devil shortly after. I introduce myself and give them my name and I ask them for theirs. The PSB7 responded, I'm Kurt, Bob is gone. This session is the first appearance of Bob, an entity that appears in all of my sessions from here on out and appears to coordinate the session. Bob also tries to keep spirits from revealing information that is not meant for us to hear. The box then said, Bob is right here. I asked the box, what are you and when did you live here? The box replied, I didn't. And then in the background says, Bob has called me again. I asked the spirits when they died. The first voice said 11, followed by 1990, and Bob has been around since the 40s. About 10 seconds later a voice says, it's Karen Boone. I briefly mentioned that I would have to listen to the recording to make out all of their speech. I won't be able to hear everything you say in real time. The box responded with, you bet, that's cool, and go ahead. I asked the spirits if they could teleport anywhere they want in the world. The spirit said no problem, and it said, can you talk to anyone, anywhere? I asked. They responded, talk carefully. I'll rape him, and then talk after 10 seconds of silence. I asked them, can deceased people from hundreds of years ago communicate with us in modern English? They didn't respond to this question. I asked them how they were able to communicate through the spirit box. The voice responded in one, up your butt. Is there any way I can call up a being just by thinking? I asked. The box said, yeah, followed by, I'm the devil. I had some strange dreams and experiences in hypnagogic state, so I asked them about this. Are you guys involved in this creepy stuff that has been happening? They respond, all demons. Then witch and devil. I proceeded to ask if I needed to speak out loud or if a paper with questions would work for them. They didn't respond to this question but seemed to be talking amongst themselves, saying, Ian, all of us, and thanks for talking. I proceeded to ask about government secrets and technology, and I'm not going to post those responses here because I don't want to be kicked off of YouTube. One of the spirits mentioned something about Barack Obama that I wouldn't risk saying here. I then asked if there are ghosts that know the secrets of reality. The box responded, guilty. I then asked the ghosts if they can pass knowledge on to me. They responded, ask your dad and school. Do beings like aliens and jinn exist? I asked. The spirit responded by calling for help. Bobby, it cried hard one. I didn't seem to know how to answer this question at first. The box responded in a robotic fashion, we're dead, followed by a garbled, Bobby, wait for me. Another robotic voice says, welcome, amongst the radio noise. The voices start up, again saying, I'm working, Bob is, and stop it. I then asked if the white noise of the box aids their speech. The box replied, that's something. Voices then state, Bob is dead or Bob is devil, either one could be correct. Don't be mad, one of the spirits said to another. I came at them again with another question about ITC communication and trance states. The box responded with, Bob help. Spirit asks the spirit, Bob for help. The next thing the box said was hammer glyph in a very clear fashion. I'm not entirely sure what a hammer glyph is, but it was very clear. I will try to research this in the future. The next minute or so I got a bunch of random speech such as effing seldom, another curse word, decent confirmation, along with liberty is a frog and Ian. After this I asked about the veil that separates the worlds of the living and the dead. The box responded with, amen, it's Christ's will, I'm against the devil. The box then says, I'm a Mexican and all we want is. And then that statement is followed by unintelligible speech. It's trouble, stop it, and I'm evil, follow this. I decided to ask the spirits if they were able to communicate with animals. The box responded, no. No language, one spirit stated, then said, talk some more. I apologized if I just asked a dumb question. The spirit responded it wasn't, but another voice jumped in and called me a dumb F word. Yet another curse word on the air. I overheard spirits interacting with each other saying, don't take our prana. And then called for Bob to come back. One thing I've noticed is that some of these entities have a very short attention span, or they are busy doing multiple things at once. Bobby, it called. It slowed down. Bobby, it called again. When it says it slowed down, I'm not entirely sure what it refers to. I will try to research this in the future. I proceeded to ask about the astral plane and astral projection. The box responded, that's Bob's plane. Then they seemed to be talking to themselves again, saying, just committed it, and Bob was the alternative. Some random words came through after this, he could, an effort, who is in there? end table. Then I asked the spirits to find someone to say something in a foreign language. A foreign-sounding spirit said something that sounded Russian-like. After that the box either said sure or called me a nerd, I'm not entirely sure which. Okay boy, it said next. More foreign spirits come forward to speak on the box. A female voice says hi and says something in a foreign language that I couldn't recognize. Then I heard move over Tom and okay, stop it. I worked up the nerve to ask a strange question about inner earth conspiracies and mythology. The box responded Bob is full. The called for Bobby, in an urgent tone. Bob is one, it responded. Does this mean Bob is an entity from the inner earth? Who knows, haha. A voice pops in and says Ben warning, stop. I'm not sure if this entity was warning me or the spirits speaking through the box. A female voice popped in and said don't stop. I asked if the spirit world and dream world were connected in some way. The box responded sort of. Then in the background one spirit said how'd you learn how to, and then trails off into unintelligible speech. I always stay strong, the box responded and said Bobby. The same spirit that says what happened? Or you have M. Bob, I'm dead, it stated. I decided to ask the box if dogs and cats can sense them in ways we can't. It didn't really respond to this question but said devil, let's go. Imma see your boner, it said next, followed by something about a bump. I'm not sure why spirits say things like that. An odd beeping noise came up followed by I'm your ghost. After that I asked about visual ITC methods. I heard a spirit say I'm on this call. I think it's funny that they referred to the session as a call. Some random words followed yes it is and stop it. After this I asked for more information about the fundamentals of ITC. The spirits responded stop talking or stop telling. I'm not sure if this was directed at me or another spirit. Bob is done or Bob is gone, it said. A voice popped in and said oh yeah? Spotlight, Amish brother, it said. That statement was perplexing and didn't really make sense to me. A deep voice comes in and says torn down. The spirits proceed to call for Bob again. I ask the spirits if they are bored and what they do in their free time. The box responded a slight pause, then on your butthole. The box then asked do you love Jesus? Followed by we're all fine. They proceeded to talk about and call for Bob amongst themselves for about a minute. I asked a few personal questions and got a bunch of random responses. About a minute later it said I'm devil. I'm right here. You know, in your home. Followed by a very clear statement, stay on. I asked the spirits if aliens exist. The voice responded in the spiritual realm, don't worry. The voices became aggressive sounding and then said, what's love? In a mocking tone followed by we're evil, in a very angry tone. Two random words came through after angry and dead. I asked more questions about aliens. The box then responded in an annoyed fashion told you and so stupid. The box then said I must help other people and I don't like you. After about 30 seconds of noise I asked another question on hidden technologies. The box didn't respond. About 10 to 15 seconds later it said alter, get. This statement was followed by Obama, does it? This statement about Obama was unsolicited and random. I don't know what to make of the statement by the entity. The voice said I already came for him and Bob is gone. It seems like the voices need Bob's permission to answer some questions. I asked a few questions about a serious topic, political/conspiracy, and can't reveal the question or response here. If you want to know what it said, please email me or send me a PM and I will tell you. What they said was sickening and it would get my channel banned if I posted it on YouTube. Let's just say it was something incriminating/horrifying about a certain political figure. A voice then came in and said I'm Libby. Another voice comes in and says stop it followed by ignore that woman. The PSB7 then said, that little punk, and headphones on followed by a question, I'm evil yes, in an inquisitive tone. I asked if the elite/people in power are Luciferians. The box responded with awkward and then no worship, just evil. After this I got a bunch of gibberish for about a minute. I read that radio waves and microwaves are related or connected somehow on the electromagnetic spectrum, so I tried to see if running a microwave could give my ITC session a boost. Well, it didn't really make a difference. These entities are probably laughing at me. After I started this experiment, the box made a few statements about me and my family personally that I chose not to include here. The box then said God didn't warn them and it's the devil in here. The voice then said, we don't mind your mother. 5 seconds later the box said the world or the world and then cover up. The next minute consists of spirits calling for Bob, saying I'm the devil or saying random names. After 21 minutes and 48 seconds I ended the session.